Good morning. So this reading is for Monday, July 1st. It's already a new month. So let's see a little bit about our past. Let's see where we are right now. One more. And where we're going. Okay, we'll get two on that one. So looking at the bottom of the deck, there is a cycle here that's coming to some sort of close. The tens are the end of something, and so it's this completion of a cycle as it relates to burdens, responsibilities, maybe taking on more than your fair share. If that's something that you've been doing and it's something where you feel like, okay, I've done all this work, now it's time for me to kind of enjoy the summer, whatever. That is a cycle that's coming to some sort of close. When I look at the past energy here, I am getting the Eight of Wands. So that's interesting because we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have the Hanged Man. This feels like a delay in communication, almost like a lot of stopping and starting, where maybe you were getting ready to have some sort of conversation, but then something would happen and you would pull back, because I'm definitely getting this almost like a push-pull type of energy when it came to actually having the conversation, where maybe you needed to learn a little bit more, make a little bit more progress, understand things from other points of view with that Hanged Man energy. So I'll see what comes out when I clarify that, when I get additional details. When I look at the current energy here, this is the end of the cycle. So we have the World showing up, Queen of Swords, and we have the Moon. So we actually have a new moon in the sign of Cancer, so that's on Friday night. Yeah, it's Friday night. It's not in the morning. Anyway, and that's in Eastern time because I'm in the Eastern time zone. But what this tells me is that there's something that's becoming very clear, something here that you're emotionally detaching from, probably these burdens and responsibilities, so that you can go after something here that you really want, because the Lovers is right underneath. You're releasing something during this new moon. There's something here. The new moon in the sign of Cancer is all about feelings and feeling things on a very deep level. And so if there's something here that just isn't working for you anymore, that's what you're letting go of. It does feel like it's connected to these burdens and responsibilities. It's almost like you've hit this point of, I've done everything that I can for a specific project or whatever it is, or in a specific situation, and I'm literally left with nothing. I just feel like maybe you're feeling drained from the situation, and it's time to really kind of release that and be able to open up to something new, make space for something new, because something new is trying to come in here. I can definitely feel it, but right now it doesn't feel like there's anywhere for it to go. There's no time available for you to spend on something that you would enjoy doing. That's interesting. So I'll talk about that in a second. So when I look at the future energy here, so Page of Wands, you are ready to have some sort of conversation. It might have been delayed here in the past, and it feels like something here is going to almost nudge it free. Page of Wands, the conversations that you're about to have are more along the lines of things that you want to do, ways that you want to spend your free time here, what really motivates you. Six of Swords, this is movement. So where we saw delays and maybe some sort of delay here in the past, even from like a physical standpoint, where you weren't able to move forward because there just wasn't any space for you to move forward. It's getting to the point of releasing that, and then there is some sort of movement that takes place after this release. What's interesting here is that I'm getting Temperance and Justice showing up within this future energy. Both are very balanced energies. This Temperance is more of this, I'm getting this sense of like, I have everything I need within inside me. I'm feeling very balanced emotionally. There is this kind of alignment with whatever you're trying to accomplish here. So whatever your purpose is, whatever you're trying to go towards, it's fully in alignment with who you are and that big picture energy. Justice, to me, is also a very similar energy because this is balance, but this is a head and heart type of alignment here. And so This tells me that whatever is shaking loose here, whatever you're about to release, it does kind of open up the doors for you to go after something new. And it feels like it's going to happen in a really quick way with that Six of Swords energy, and even with the Page of Wands. The Wands like to move fast. And so when I see the Temperance and Justice also showing up, what you're going towards is what you need to go towards. So let's get some additional details here. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So 8 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. You wanted to have some sort of conversation around, I want to say like resource planning, but it's more about getting yourself to a point where you are open to something else here. And this is where it kind of felt like a little bit of a push-pull energy, because maybe you weren't ready to have the conversation. Maybe you weren't ready to move forward and make yourself more available. And it had a lot to do with all of these responsibilities that were falling on you. And so Knight of Pentacles is being clarified with the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is a painful cycle also coming to a close. This is something that not only from a burden standpoint weighed heavily on you emotionally and even mentally. This was extremely draining for you. This is the most painful card in the tarot deck. And so there was a lot of lessons connected to this. There was a lot of things that you kind of needed to process before you could actually have the conversation. So at points, it feels like in the past, you wanted to have some sort of conversation around the direction that you wanted to go, getting yourself ready to be more open and available for whatever comes next in your life. But until you fully processed everything, you weren't ready to have that conversation. And the conversation might be around relationships here, because with the Hanged Man, I'm getting the Four of Wands. Part of all of these delays here in the past, part of really understanding what it is that you want, or what it is that you need to focus on here. The Hanged Man gives you that opportunity to see things from a different perspective. And with the Four of Wands, this could be something connected to commitment, relationships, something along those lines. So either it could be connected to a past commitment, or it could be one that you're trying to go after. And so there was a lot of, I'm getting a sense of healing with this energy, a lot of maybe back and forth, but really at the end, holding off on any kind of communication there until you were fully ready, until you were ready to release what you need to release. And that release is coming. So let's get the World. Queen of Swords. Yep. So with the World card, I'm getting strength. So whatever it is that you need to let go of, this might have been around for a long period of time. The strength shows up when we need to step outside our comfort zone and let go of something. And usually when that happens, it's because we're so comfortable with that energy. We know how to navigate it. It's not new. It's kind of like, I'll use like an old work example. So I worked at a place, and that's happened before, where it's just not the most healthy environment. It starts out that way. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't take the job. I wouldn't be there for as long as I was. But I remember saying to one of my old bosses, when she asked how I was doing, and I said, I definitely have Stockholm syndrome. And she started laughing, and I said, I think I really identified with my captor here, because it's gotten to the point where even on my worst days, I knew what to expect. I knew what that worst day looked like. I just happened to have a lot of them. And so it was one of those things where it takes a lot of strength to get yourself out of that situation. But then when you do, it's this sense of relief that comes with it. It's like, oh my God, why did I wait so long? Why did I put up with this for so long when I could have had something so much better? And so there's that sense that's coming through. Queen of Swords, clarified with the Nine of Wands. So what you're releasing here, if somebody is maybe trying to push back on you, or maybe getting you to reconsider what it is that you need to let go of from these burden standpoint, from just this entire processing, you're not letting anybody really get you off course here. You've made up your mind. You're going to absolutely release this because you know you need to. And Nine of Wands, you're very protective of yourself and what you're going through. You're not going to, you're just really not letting anybody tell you otherwise. The Moon, Page of Cups. So with this new moon, so whatever it is that you're releasing during this new moon in the sign of Cancer, Page of Cups, it opens up something here for you to maybe have that conversation, because we have Page of Cups, we have Page of Wands showing up in the future energy. And so the conversation is centered around what it is that you want, what it is that you value from an emotional standpoint, kind of that emotional fulfillment, where There's something here in the past was emotionally fulfilling at one point, but then it kind of ran its course. And now it's time for you to welcome something new into the picture. I'm not surprised. So there is a lot of, so Queen of Cups is showing up at the bottom. Queen of Cups here, this is Cancer energy. We are in Cancer season. This is a lot of prioritizing your emotional well-being. That is absolutely the theme of this new moon. So the new moon is showing up pretty early in the readings. I was not expecting it to show up on Monday, but here we are. So when I look at the future energy, so Page of Cups with this moon, so really focus here, what speaks to you on emotional level, having conversations around that. Page of Wands, 10 of Wands, even here, having conversations around these burdens and responsibilities that you've released. This is the release of it. With the Six of Swords, I'm getting the Six of Wands. And so there's a lot of success, letting go of all of these things that just you don't need in your life anymore. You don't want these things in your life anymore. You're moving on. A lot of success there. This is the right time for all of that to take place. And it feels like there's a lot of conversation that's about to take place. So clarifying both the Temperance and Justice here is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a communication. It's some sort of fast communication. So it's almost like the floodgates open. The minute you release this, you make so much room in your life, and it feels that sense of relief that I was talking about, and where you're now, okay, I feel like I can have that conversation. I can talk to other people about all of this. So this is the reading for Monday. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.